he got the consolation prize championship, right? So
He should beat Roman at the end. Go ahead, HB.
Good afternoon.
What's good?
The first thing is so much wrestling on TV between Monday Night Raw, NXT, AEW Dynamite, AEW Rampage, and now AEW Collision. Not to mention whatever pay-per-views or premium events or whatever they want to call it on TV. I
Pretty
personally
live
believe
wrestling.
that the WWE should scale back and not get rid of NXT, which is their developmental system, but they should definitely take it off of TV. The reason why I believe that they should take it off TV, let's use Brian Breaker as an example. Right now, we're seeing the best of Brian Breaker. In order for him to have a long-lasting career, you can't start him off on top in the WWE. Eventually, he's going to have to scale down and come back to earth. But it's not going to look right because we already see him as a main eventer in NXT. We're watching the development. We're watching the development of these people, and we shouldn't have to because within a couple of years in the WWE, we'll be tired of them. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand. I disagree because when like you got Seth, you got Roman, you got Adam Cole, who else? Like all these other people that were
Daniel
the same thing as
Bryan.
Braun Breaker, and they're the stars of today. Like
Well, who was
it's
really
no different.
watching? Who was really watching FCW at the time? They didn't even have that on.
FCW wasn't
Which is
FCW was
where
not a television
Seth
product.
Rollins and them come from. Excuse me.
FCW wasn't a television product, right? Only and Seth Rollins was on NXT when it started. He was the first NXT champion. The Shield was on NXT too for a brief time.
Yeah, but nobody was really watching that shit there.
I mean,
But yeah,
you're right.
that's what started.
Consistently on a weekly basis, nobody was
No,
really
no, you're
watching it.
right.
Not to
Nobody's
mention he
denying that.
wasn't. I don't even think he was in NXT that
He
long.
was there for 6 months.
I
He
think.
he was there a year and a
Year and a
half, I
half to
think.
6 months, something like that. But
Yeah,
like,
I would
Yeah.
say though, it's like college football. You have to you like for us to like a wrestler in nowadays versus when we grew up, we didn't see these guys. They just showed up and they get like a one-off match. Oh, okay, cool. Like Demolition had no entrance when they first showed up.
right.
They just stood there. They were like, oh, okay. But now they come with identity. Like Demon Balor is not Demon Balor without
No, no,
NXT.
you're right.
Like we had to see that. So
No. Well, yeah, like I said, and
And we can't. We
so you mean to tell me that how long do it usually take for people to get tired of someone?
depends on the wrestler, bro. People aren't.
it depends on the
Depends
wrestler.
on the
Yeah,
wrestler.
it actually does.
Because even let's take Stone Cold Steve Austin for example. By 2002, we was dead tired of him. No
No,
matter if we seen him
you
on.
it's
was not me.
Well, I mean, what else
it's
did he
not
do? We
it's
seen him.
not that
We
it's
seen
not
him.
that
We
we was
seen him
tired of
dominate.
them.
We
It's not
seen
that we
him
was tired of
dominate.
them,
Hold up,
bro.
hold up, hold up.
It's not the
You
fact of go ahead, get your shit off.
We seen him. We seen him dominate everything in 2001 with WCW. Like the whole invasion thing. We seen him make fools out of people. Like it got to the point to where it's like, what matchups could you have wanted to see with Stone Cold Steve Austin after 2002? Because nobody could match up, nobody could compare. It's just like right now with Roman
I
Reigns.
mean, no,
Who do you want to see not beat Roman Reigns? Who do you want to see feud with
I mean,
Roman Reigns beyond, let's say,
I
the
mean, I can answer
Usos?
that question. They
You
had a
know,
guy who was their big who was their biggest baby face since John Cena. Is a guy who's moved tickets, moved money, and made a shit ton of money in merch sales, and is the perfect media PR guy to be the face of the company. They had a guy that could have been Roman Reigns, chose not to, but probably him, right?
who was
Cody
that?
Rhodes. Who else would it be?
Oh,
Cody.
yeah, well, yeah, and they
Yeah,
blew
they
that.
blew it,
Well,
right? I
they
mean,
didn't they
Yeah,
didn't
they
Nah,
blew
they
that.
they
So
they,
now,
they
they
didn't
didn't blow
blow
that.
it.
They didn't blow
They
that.
didn't
They
blow
didn't
it.
blow it.
they got
It's
time,
because
right?
they
at
didn't
this
blow it at
point, even
all.
if he beat Roman Reigns, it
It
won't
won't
have
feel
that
as big
effect.
as
If
the
he was to
first
win
time.
the world's title, it definitely
Look,
don't have
y'all,
It
that
won't
effect.
feel as big as the first time.
y'all gotta stop with this. Yeah, people just hate niggas that are on top. Like at this
I don't
point,
have an issue with Roman Reigns.
no, but I'm not saying you, but it's I kind of compare it to like Mayweather. After a point, people were just buying tickets just to see if he
Yeah.
loses or not.
Well, yeah, that's
It wasn't,
exactly right because
you
he's a
know,
heel. Mayweather was basically just a right wing
yeah.
heel.
And he
But
know
then,
how to play that game.
but hold on,
That's good promotion.
But hold on, there's actually people that I've heard come out their mouth say, "Oh, I hate Tom Brady. Why? Because he wins too
Well,
much."
yeah,
I'm
that's.
like,
I
what?
mean, but
That's
again,
the
right?
LeBron effect, and that's the LeBron effect. A lot of people
That's
will
Well,
watch just to
it's
see LeBron,
ridiculous.
just to
I
see
mean,
I
LeBron
and the thing
lose.
with and the thing with
But
Roman, right?
but LeBron always loses, so we're not gonna
well, I don't
go
want to
there.
lose this point now. I don't want to lose this point. Let's go back to Cody Rhodes right quick. That did have an effect because, and like I said, I don't have an issue with Roman
Yeah,
Reigns. It's good
we
because I'd rather see him get this record out the way now so that we don't never see it again. That's long. We got a
right.
lot
He's
of
not.
TV shows.
He's
The,
That shit could have worked back
no,
in the
you're right.
day
The whole
with
thing with
Bruno
Roman Reigns, right?
Sammartino and Hulk Hogan because they didn't have
Like
as much
the
television.
people, like I remember there were people saying that he should have lost it to Sami Zayn in Montreal. I'm like, no, the guy who beats Roman Reigns.
Well, look how much
Wait, wait,
steam Sammy
wait,
lost
wait. The
now.
guy who beats Roman
You
Reigns
He
know,
didn't lose
should be
steam.
the guy who you can make the face of the company. It should be the guy who is the next big star, right? It should be the guy.
and
Right?
that's the problem with
And
WWE. They have not developed
exactly,
anyone
which is
under
no,
Roman
you're right.
Reigns.
But they had somebody handed to them on a silver platter with Cody Rhodes, right? He was a talented
Yeah,
guy, right? He's the
but
perfect
you
media
can't
person.
just hand Cody that. You can't hand
What do
Cody
you mean
that.
He was an
Like
hand Cody that?
outsider. He was never gonna win that
Hold up,
match. He was an
hold up.
outsider.
How is he handed?
The WWE never should have unified
How
those
is he
titles.
handed
That's what
anything?
why not?
they shouldn't have
Why not?
unified the titles
Why not?
Why?
because you make everybody. There's nobody above Roman Reigns. There's nobody
It's
that
the
you
But
same
but
want
problem
to
but
you
see
have
the,
beat
now.
Roman
here's
Reigns.
the
There's
difference. The reason
nobody
why
that
they
you even want
unified.
to see face Roman Reigns.
Look,
They
they have
devalued
unified
with
this
them doing
title
that. They
ever since
devalued
they
the
split
entire
the belt.
roster all across
Ever
the
since
board.
they split the belts, they've unified the title. Go look at the ratings when the belts are split, they're low. When you unify them, it goes back up. That's why it's stupid. You don't have 10 people to wear the heavyweight belt. You don't, and you never will. You never will. It's stupid. It's always been dumb. You have
Can
to
you lay
unify
out?
because
Can you lay out? Can you lay out for the rest of the year? We got 6 months left in the year. Can you lay out 5 opponents that you would rather see that you would like to see Roman Reigns face this year?
yeah, you got Bobby and AJ will eventually come up. If Bray
Okay,
comes
so we've
back,
seen AJ and Roman before, but okay,
but you doesn't matter. You'll still get it though because
all right,
yeah,
that's
you'll get
two.
that. You'll get Solo, right? You'll
Uh
get
huh.
Jimmy, and then you'll end the year with Cody. He loses with Cody. He loses with Seth. He's not
Oh
going to win it
wow,
this
there's
year.
all these rematches. Wow,
But that's all wrestling is. You
that's a lot
watch.
of rematches.
So did you
Bobby is
watch?
fresh.
Did you
I
watch the
believe
Attitude
Bobby is
Era?
believable to beat him,
Did you
but
watch the Attitude Era?
that's
That's
about it.
all wrestling is repeats. Is repeats. They're all
Just
repeats.
just not interested. It don't have that same effect of me wanting to see Stone Cold and The Rock go at it at WrestleMania again. It just that's
But
not there. The
but
excitement
Stone
is not
Cold and The
there.
Rock hasn't put on a
Maybe
bigger
I'm too
match
old.
than Roman Reigns ever in WrestleMania. Ever.
Excuse me.
I said it again. They have never put on a bigger match than Roman ever in their life. Roman has
That's
been
a
Can I ask
fact.
you a question? How many times WrestleMania was what 4 months ago? How many times have you seen that Cody and Roman Reigns match since then?
since then. It's all the time. It's bigger
You
than
watch it a
WrestleMania
lot?
17. It's bigger.
No, I'm asking you personally. How many times have you went back to watch that match?
I think like 3 or 4 times.
It was that interesting to you?
Yes,
Oh,
bro.
You don't you
The
don't you
That was a
don't
point
think
good
that
that
has
match
match.
was you don't think that match
That
was
was a
that
good
match has
interesting?
match,
been,
bro.
is
I'm
better.
sorry.
Like,
it was cool that night, but it's not like a go-to. Like, oh shit, let me go back and watch
bro,
Roman
go
Reigns.
look
And
at the ratings, bro. People love the match.
I
They just
don't,
hate the
I don't, I
ending.
don't base my stuff off other people's opinions. It's just my personal opinion, and that's why I
Right,
don't have
But again,
anything
I
against
get,
but
but
again,
Roman.
when
you
you're
have to
looking
take personal opinions
exactly when you're
away and
looking at
look at
things
a
like
fact,
this,
I
though.
right?
don't.
When you're looking at wait,
Nobody
let me
do.
when you're looking at things like this, right? You got to look at the majority of the people, right? Even when it's something that you
Hmm.
personally can't stand or don't like, if the majority of your
Right.
audience is into it and they're gonna buy from
Hmm.
it, it's something you got to do, right? In the case of Roman
Right.
Reigns, we can't sit here and say people are not into Roman Reigns, right? Because, for example, the guy routinely draws the highest segments, which means he has the most people watching, right? He also sells the most merch, and he's the largest ticket mover, and he's the biggest star in the wrestling business in terms of profile today, right? All those things are true.
Right.
So, and I'm gonna be honest, right? I'm not even the biggest fan of his matches, right? I think all of them are they're all kind of the same, right? It's just him doing a big move, talking shit for a few minutes, right? And every match is always the Usos interfere or Solo interferes. Roman hits a finish 1, 2, 3, right? But like
Hmm.
people wanted to see Roman Reigns
Then
lose
that's
so
basically
badly,
his matches,
right?
right?
So badly. If you heard the crowd that night, right? They were going fucking nuts, right? And the entire crowd went silent when Cody Rhodes lost. That's not a good thing.
Yeah, little kids was
Little kids
crying.
were crying.
Crying,
All
yeah,
type of shit.
he broke hearts that
Exactly.
night.
That's not a good thing.
I like I would tell you this. I was in Saudi Arabia for Night of Champions. The crowd that Roman drew, people came from a top on the second row down to get a picture for this man, and they had "fuck you" Roman signs and
Oh no, you're right. You're right, dude.
walk to that.
People.
I'm standing next
Yep.
to it. I will show you the video. I'm standing next to it. It's like I get what people like and don't like. That's why I don't have feelings when I talk about anything sport.
Right.
But the fact is, there's nothing that The Rock and Stone Cold did in a match that's bigger than Roman's ever did. Now we I get your childhood. You can laugh all you want, but it's
I
true.
mean, look, I'm not gonna go
There's
that
nothing
far.
that they did.
I'm
It's
not gonna.
facts though. It's facts.
Okay,
I
hold
can't
on, hold on.
believe
It's a
this shit.
fact
Yeah,
though.
wow.
Name one WrestleMania main event that The Rock and Stone Cold did that's bigger than him and The
Oh
Rock.
WrestleMania
man.
X7.
Bigger
Hey,
than
WrestleMania.
hey,
it's
hold on.
not.
Alyssa wanted to
I
say
need to
something,
get this
y'all.
one together.
WrestleMania X7.
Oh
Uh,
my god. Wow.
Alyssa been having her hand up for a minute, y'all. Let her say something.
Ooh, shit.
Yeah,
That's a hell of a comparison.
Hello.
What's good?
You're talking about Roman Reigns and stuff. I don't see Roman Reigns not dropping this title until